Should you go for leg locks in an MMA fight? First time I ever went for a leg lock in an MMA fight was in an amateur competition, an amateur MMA fight. And there are no heel hooks allowed. So I go for the Achilles lock, it doesn't pan out, and the ref stands us back up. And with 20 seconds left in the round, he takes me down. Thankfully, I did enough damage with the ground and pound, and it did not cost me the fight in that instance. The second time I went for a leg lock in MMA was a pro fight. There were heel hooks, there were toe holds. And so this time it was 1-1 going into the third. I won round, he won round. And so I take him down, I get him to the mat, and I go for a toe hold. And I completely fucked that up. There's a period of time where I was on my back, and in the end he eked out a split decision because of it. Now there's a few things I wish I would have known before those competitions ever took place, because I would have not made those mistakes if I would have known. The first thing is that only 4 Achilles locks have ever been successfully pulled off in the UFC. Looking at the statistics, this isn't a very high percentage submission, and I'm going out there risking position, risking losing a round for something that rarely ever gets pulled off. The second thing I wish I would have known is that out of all the leg locks in UFC history, only 2 of them have ever been pulled off in the third round. Okay, and 90% of them have been finished in the first round. Now, is that to say going for a leg lock in MMA is a bad thing? The answer is very nuanced, because in submission wrestling, leg locks are extremely common right now. Because leg locks do work, but in MMA you have to be very strategic when you're going for them. Because when you're going for a leg lock, you're using both of your hands, and that makes it harder to defend strikes. And if you don't know how to use your Ashi Garami well enough to sweep them, you are at risk of losing a fight like I did. So the first thing, and we talked about this before, is that 90% of leg locks happen in the first round. There are times when you will catch a leg lock outside of the first round, but most of the time they're not heel hooks, they're knee bars. Because it is much easier for an opponent to slip out of a heel hook when they're dripping in sweat, compared to a knee bar where you're attacking their full leg. The second thing to think about when going for a leg lock in MMA is thinking about how safe your submission attempt really is. Because there are safe leg lock attempts and there are dangerous leg lock attempts. This would be a dangerous attempt.
Basic and try and work an armbar or a kimura, and he does that. He shoots a single leg, gets the takedown. It was always going to happen. Very few men. Oh, he's going for the sub early and gives his back to Garami. Garami hammers away with the hammer fist strike.
Well, he's got him in an Achilles lock, but in order for him to do it, he needs to tighten it up. It's going to be very, very tough for him to turn it this way. He needs to think about... Garami get a pretty good defense here.
Sakuraba looking for an early submission as Garami thunders into the side of the head. It's exposed. Sakuraba could be in trouble.
Sakuraba needs to let that leg go.
He's got a turtle shell. We saw him get pounded out, devastatingly against Melvin Manoff in a very similar situation. Sakuraba's going to give up here. He's got to give up and try and get out of there. And he's just covering up for dear life. Garami pounding down on him, raining down the punches, drilling the fist in, drilling the knuckle.
Oh, he's going for the toe hold. He's going for it. Oh, I can't believe the shots he's taking. He's going for the freaking toe hold here after these shots. He needs to think about changing his position up.
Well, we thought he should have given up the leg, but Sakuraba still is looking for a submission here.
He's going to go for a knee bar now. Oh my gosh, he might have got it. Oh my gosh.
It's good night, Irene! It's good night, Irene!
and this would be a safe attempt. Think about the differences between the two videos you just watched. The first one, he wasn't thinking about his defense at all. He would have taken 1,000 punches if he had to in order to get the guy's leg. That submission win could have easily been a knockout loss, but Sakuraba is a goddamn legend for being able to pull that off. The second one, Shamrock just caught the leg quick. That's the perfect leg lock finish in MMA. The next video that I want to show you is a fighter that goes for a leg lock, fails, but uses it as a tool to sweep his opponent and get back to his feet.
A lot of work going in here on the mat, and this is where the technicality begins and the topology starts.
Palhares looking to invert there and go for a leg, and immediately...
The next fight is a classic.
Exactly. Ken's got his right leg up, trying to prevent Royce from getting his left leg over, and now Royce has him in what appears to be the guard position. Royce takes the mount, and that's exactly where Royce wants to be. Now what Royce is probably going to try to do is get his right leg, his left leg over Ken's. Ken doesn't have a good defensive position.
If he has his weight above like that.
Right, now what he's trying to do, what I think Ken is trying to do is keep Royce at bay.
Watch that leg. Ken's going for that leg again. Same thing he did with his previous opponent. And Royce, watch this, there goes Royce. He looks like he's going for the back.
Ken's back up.
Royce, there's the tap, there's the tap.
As you can see, these are perfect examples of what it looks like for safe submission attempts and dangerous submission attempts. And the last fight I'd like to show you here is how you can beat a fighter that is actually better than you by attacking them by surprise. And leg locks are perfect for that.
Dog victory in Pride. That sticks to my mind right off the bat is Ryo Chonan versus Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was the middleweight Shuto champion before moving into Pride. He had a really strong record in Pride, and now he is a champion in the cage. He was peppering and tearing Chonan apart. I mean, he wasn't brutalizing him, but there was no way Chonan was ever in that fight at any point in time.
Oh, nice combination by Silva as he rocks Chonan with that left hand. And now they are slugging it out.
He was falling behind. He was getting tagged. His offense was pretty much, it was null. It didn't really count for hardly anything. Out of nowhere, the guy goes and throws a flying leg scissor into a heel hook.
With the right leg inside out.
Take away the lead.
Oh, look at this!
Whoa, this is good! Unbelievable! This is beautiful! This is unbelievable! Wow!
And if I hadn't have seen it myself, I mean, I'm sitting there ringside, and I'm watching him go for it, and I'm thinking, nah, I just sat there stunned. And I just flew up out of my seat and went crazy. I lost my mind, and it just out of nowhere, he pulls off some move that, I mean, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've ever seen it really work, or, you know, utilized effectively in MMA. And he goes and takes out a guy like Anderson Silva with it instantly. What a come from behind.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys for watching. There's a lot of information in this video, and it's all going to be down below in the description. So come back to it whenever you need it.